But you know what? I still, sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with makeup on. That's when I'm the prettiest. When Drake said that, he did his big one.
But I can't make it seem. But I can't make it seem. Like I want you.
It's the floor squeaking. Anyway, hi people. I was definitely supposed to do this earlier. I had a cute little dress on, was looking real. But you know what? I still, sweatpants, hair tied, chilling with makeup on. That's when I'm the prettiest. When Drake said that, he did his big one. I felt that. But anyway, essentially, this is going to be real quick, just to keep my promise to post a video once a week. I think what I want to talk about in this video is just like my tentative plan to try to make some progress in this overall journey of like career break. So I was, just to give you a quick synopsis, laid off from Zoom like early-ish mid-February, and decided that since my lease was also up, and at the time I was already planning to take my mom and family up on their offer to come let me stack some coins while staying with them rent-free, I just, relocated back home. I tried to think of it as positively as I possibly could. I was already, getting out of my lease, or my lease was ending, and taking my family up on their offer. The layoff happened, so I was like, okay, God, say less. It's time to relocate back home. So currently I'm splitting my time between South Carolina and Georgia. Primarily, like, my things are in South Carolina, but also like home is also Georgia. So I literally have been here for a month and a half, and then I just got back from being a month and some change in Georgia. From spending that time there, realizing how many connections and things I have out there, and how many opportunities it is for a young, pretty black like myself. I am looking at within 60 days-ish time moving full-time to Georgia. So right now it's a lot of anxiety, a lot of overwhelming feelings regarding that, just because it's not the most expensive city, but it ain't cheap. And your girl has never had a roommate, and if I do go out there, it's not going to be staying with familia, just because I feel like, yeah. But so yeah, just looking into like what that's gonna cost, and your girl don't got the cheapest of taste. I'll try to insert some images of my last apartment. I think trying to find that or something similar in Atlanta is going to be fairly difficult for the budget that I'm looking at. I have my savings, but your girl really don't want to be relying too much on that for too long. So
I'm also learning a new skill. Your girl is practicing her braiding skills. I actually did a course, 101 with a braider that I really liked. So did that, invested in that. I'm going to practice on some family, post some content about that. Hopefully it generate a little side hustle money from that. That should help me get by in the process. We're open to what possibilities lie with that.
But yeah, I just basically went over my budget because that calms me. Like, how much money do I have right now? What are my fixed expenses? What are my upcoming expense, like my outlier things, expected expenses for when the plan is in effect, and then how I could potentially create some wiggle room in thereof for myself. Yeah, I feel like you can see how tangled and anxious I am in my brain from the way I'm just trying to articulate it. But yeah, I don't really want to make this a too long video. I think I'm going to sit down tomorrow or maybe in the next hour after I get done filming this part, and just talk about like the time of my career break thus far. Should I do that now? Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about it now. So, as I said, February, mid-ish February is when I officially got back home. Home in this particular reference is going to be South Carolina. It was very much so a adjustment, just from a wrapping my brain around it standpoint. Obviously my family welcomed me with open arms. Like, I have my own space, own bathroom, and a whole other end of the house. Like, my brothers are in the same hall, but they're older, so they don't really bother me. So it's really nice because I do, you know, still have that sense of independence, and I've always loved my own space. So that's been great. Yeah, so just like after a month or so, like feeling like a bum, my mom and them encouraging me and been like, girl, chill out. This is a safe space. Like, don't rush into anything. Take your time, figure it out. We want your next move to be your best move and not something that you're making out of survival. So that's been great. And also, I think I mentioned it before, but this was something I was already kind of planning on doing, but also still having a job at the time was going to be a factor because I worked remotely for Zoom. But thankfully, great company. They did give me a severance, if you will, severance package. So I was actually within like the first month able to accomplish the financial things that I wanted to accomplish over 3 to 4 months of actually still being employed and being back home. So that was great. My savings is really good. I might make a whole new video about that. I've actually been able to improve my credit score. So your girl is back in the 700s. So that has been phenomenal. So that means we're not only saving, but we're paying off debt. So that's great. My only thing now is I'm very anxious because I'm like, unemployment is solid. It's helping me in that same regard. Tax refund, we were able to really, you know, utilize that for what needed to be done. But like, I'm also needing more. So that's where we're at now. It is now month, let's say February, March, April, we're now in May. So it's been like 3.5-ish months. And I'm like, okay, what are we gonna do? I've had some job interviews. I've actually had 2 job offers. I ended up turning them down or just tapping out of the interview process altogether because either the compensation didn't make sense for the cost of living, or like the timeline that they wanted me to start didn't match up, or it was kind of like taking a horizontal, I want to say, yeah, horizontal step, where I was kind of like putting myself back in the same position that I was in before. And I think we're past that stage. So I think where I'm at now is what I really would want to do with my career in terms of like sports is kind of outside of my purview now. Like, I feel like I need to go back to school and get like some sort of certification or degree to assist me in fulfilling that like desire, if you will. But also like, I have this like ability to do real estate, which is something that I was really interested in Dallas, and I feel like I can be really successful at, but have had all the excuses in the world in the past to kind of like not do the thing. So while I am trying to figure out like going back to school and paying for that and completing that so I can do the thing, why not, you know, pursue this other thing, which could, you know, still give me the flexibility to tackle that goal, if any of that makes any sense. Hopefully it does. It's late at night, y'all, so bear with me. Just trying to kind of get this done. So yeah, right now we're working on relocation and what all that entails, and figuring out some extra skills that could bring me in some other sources of income, secondary income. And yeah, that's pretty much it right now. It has been amazing spending time with my family, but I also don't want to be like super stagnant. I want to feel like a boss bit again, an independent bit again, with just like being in my own space and like, you know, having the luxury of moving how I want to move, unchecked, if you will. So yeah, that is where I am. Y'all pray for me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.